Previously in New Dunhaven, the Cackling Crows crew, save that 5 times fast, stole a prize-winning racehorse from a street gang leader. It took drinking, a mummers parade, some magic, and a lot of beating up mooks to make it happen, but they were successful in stealing from Sean Sterling and the Men-at-Arms, though not without discovering that they had connections to the Blighted Cartel, potentially deadly connections. The days since then have passed without incident, though in the civilian realm of the city, there has been great scandal surrounding a corrupt magistrate and several up-and-coming noble houses. But not every citizen is concerned with that, and certainly not the Cackling Crows, who have a new job to do. You all have been called, once again, under the arrangement, to what has been described as a dojo to you, but is really more of an underground fight club.
Don't talk about it.
We got
That has town and art sort of decorating the walls, but is basically a training ground for masters of the Red Lotus Society.
Ooh. What time of day is it?
It is very early in the morning, which is fitting because it's very early in the morning.
no, but anyway.
Anyway, the dojo is empty, save for a single occupant, dark-skinned man who is just thrashing these punching bags. And when he notices you, he doesn't stop in his routine, and he carries it all the way through his warm-ups, I suppose, before eventually stopping and bowing. And he says, "Hello, my name is Jacob Khan, and I have a job for you all."
Laz bows in kind and asks what kind of job exactly.
And he looks upon all of you, and he says, "If I'm not mistaken, Lazarev, Jackrum, Viola, and the Crow."
Yeah, that's us.
Yes.
They were the ones who took on the Men-at-Arms and stole that horse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a somewhat larger prize for you this week.
Go on.
He goes over up to this sort of raised platform that's sort of a dueling ring, upon which are some papers that were laid upon it, just sort of left there. And he beckons you over to a small table over by the side and lays them out. The pictures depict a merchant vessel over on the docks. And Jacob says, "This is the Opal, a schooner that, by all appearances to the City Watch, is a legitimate merchant ship, but it smuggles for the blooded."
Sensing a pattern here.
Now, I don't know how much you care about turf, but the docks are largely the domain of the Red Lotus Society under the arrangement. Naturally, the blooded don't really care for the arrangement. Don't care for much of anything. And while certainly we could get in there and break it up, it would be a much more interesting use of resources if we could instead take the Opal as our own.
So we are now upgraded from horse thieves to ship thieves.
Pirates, basically.
Wouldn't it make us privateers?
No, privateers are lawfully sanctioned.
Although maybe if we pull the right strings, talk to the right people and pull the right strings.
No.
Laz just glares, no.
He points to a few more pictures of the dock, where you can see, dock is filled with people and whatnot, and he says, when the Opal is in dock, it is guarded around the clock by its crew, all wielding either sabers or flintlock pistols. So they are, all of them, fairly dangerous to take on. Now, you should know, the ship is not in dock just yet. You have 3 days, 3 entire days to work on this job, and I suggest you make the most of that time.
Where exactly are the Blooded getting these pistols from? I thought the Lotus had a monopoly on those kinds of weapons.
We do, but they still make their way into circulation, and it is troubling that they seem to be arming themselves a lot more heavily lately. Certainly, if you find something related to how they're supplying, this ship might be key to that, but for the moment we don't know for sure. All we know is they're on our turf, and if they're going to be on our turf, we might as well take a tribute.
Yeah, it seems only fair.
So,
why 3 days? What happened? What's happening in 3 days?
The ship is currently not on the pier yet. It will be arriving late tonight, and then its cargo will be managed, and then it will depart the 3rd evening from now. So that is your window.
Well, I guess you can consider it done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just GM, when was it arriving? When was it arriving and leaving?
Either late tonight or early tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So it might not be even at the dock today, or it won't arrive until tomorrow, maybe, depending on the winds and the currents. Now, you should know that it will take more than the 4 of you to deliver this ship. You will need to sail it out of the pier and out to sea, where one of our own ships will help commandeer it from you. You will make the delivery out at sea.
At that moment, Viola turns the rest of the crows and says, "Guys, can any one of you sail a ship?"
No.
I stowed away on a ship once. I don't think that's...
Yeah, that's easy. That's
So you will need to spend some time gathering some able-bodied and loyal sailors to man the ship during and after the heist.
Yes, because truly in my duties as digging graves, I get on ships often.
So
No, but I do think I have a few ideas of how we might be able to do something like that.
So that is something to keep in mind. You will not only have to deal with the numerous well-armed guards, not only have to contend with the the schedule, but you will also have to figure out how to get your sailors onto the ship to get it out to sea. Not a small task, I imagine.
No.
But you have time.
Yeah, problem is mostly loyalty. If we just needed sailors, we could just collect them in the next best bar on the stocks.
Well, if you feel confident with that method, I suppose I can't stop you.
I do not, because their loyalty would be quite questionable.
Indeed. But the generous time limit is key here. Even a mountain can be eroded away by just pressure and time, so I suggest you make the most of your time.
You said that the Blooded crew. Do you have any information about the crew or who actually captains this thing?
No, not at the moment.
Do you want them dead?
I don't personally care, though certainly starting a lethal fight will probably bring the City Watch somewhat closer. Though
I think we have a bigger question. Do we want to be shot again?
It wasn't so much the crew themselves, just more said captain of said ship. Because I'm fairly certain the Blooded do not have many of them. Crew can be replaced with time and effort. Captains take a bit more effort.
That may be a route you try to pursue.
It's more up to you. So I just take it you don't particularly care one way or the other?
No.
Alright.
The blooded have, there'll be no love lost for the blooded. None of us will sleep any worse if they meet their end.
Alright.
So,
But naturally, it may complicate your job. That's really the only concern.
Fine. And I take it that you just want us to steal the ship if say push comes to shove, just destroying said ship is not an option.
Well, that would be rather contrary to our goals, so no, I'd rather the ship intact.
I know, but that's more of a if acquiring the ship is not feasible, just denying the blood in it.
If we wanted the ship destroyed, we would destroy the ship, but we want the ship stolen.
Fair enough. Just asking so I could rule the possibility out.
Fair enough. Now, any other questions? I'm not seeing any other questions from you. Then I will take my leave, and you are free to use the space to begin your planning. Not so much a question, but I'm assuming you'll be given information to know which ship is yours when we take it out. Yes. Simply reach out to us when you are ready to begin the heist proper, and we will coordinate the position of our ship at that time.
Very well.
After all, you could do it at any time in the next 2 days. So naturally, when you are ready, when you at least think you are ready, just let us know so we can get in position ourselves for the handoff.
Very well. Anyone else have any questions to ask?
No.
That I can think of at this moment.
I'm fine.
In that case, we shall let you continue your routine, and
Oh
we
no,
will
I'm
make
done.
contact with you shortly.
I have other business to get to, so you may use the space. Farewell.
Farewell.
And with that, I officially give you all a 15-minute timer to begin your first free planning session starting now.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, talking about recruiting a crew, because it's definitely going to be probably one of the bigger challenges leading up to this. And also figuring out who the captain of the ship is. I'm thinking we should probably find a way to procure some city records, because I'm sure that there's a ship registration somewhere, and if it's a registered ship, it's gonna have a crew list and all that.
Yeah. So, do you want to get those records by breaking, entering, or asking nicely?
Well, I mean, we don't want to.
Very nicely.
Anyone here good at talking?
I'm good at stabbing after I talk.
Actually, I think I'm not too bad at convincing somebody.
Let me see. Yeah, Oblivious has 80% to convince someone. All of Jackrum's social skills are more about goading and intimidating people.
Well, I could distract someone.
Yeah.
With an 80 or lie to them with a 65.
Yep. And Kren has next to no social skills.
I can stab.
I cast knife. So yeah, that actually was one thing I was thinking about doing, because the fewer fires that we start before we do this nonsense, the better.
True.
Are you saying you
but
don't want to burn down the ship?
No, exactly. We don't want to burn down the ship.
So one of the legworks will probably be one of the more personal-oriented members going to the registration office and asking for the records. And if they don't get anything, we can still use the next night segment to actually just break in and take the records we need.
True.
Yeah, that is true. That's what the night segments are for. But also, I was thinking, speaking of night sessions, as far as gathering crews, one of the reasons why I wanted to gather some records is I was going to see if there's in the records anywhere that somebody might have been disgruntled, discharged, any any seedier ones, so that we might be able to lean on them for some additional crew members, because an out of work sailor is likely going to be pissed off.
It's a shame that we actually need them to get the ship out, because otherwise we just gotten some people drunk and just shanghaied them. But
well, that's not to say that's not to say that we can't do that.
Need some sober people.
Well, no, that was the other thing I was going to say. We can totally do that to their actual crew, but we probably want to save that for the day, kind of what we did with the last one.
Oh, of course. Though, something we should probably factor in. There aren't many cemeteries or...
Hello?
And he's gone.
Oh, shit. That's not good. Because I have no idea where he was going with that.
I assume he was about to say that there's not many cemeteries in the ocean.
Well, yeah, because the ocean is a giant cemetery. There's not much of a need for one. Somebody's being loud as shit in the other room. Let me shut them up real quick.
So, Sani.
Yeah, I'm a bit out of my depth with Viola here, because except for because as a mama's thief, I'm not actually really capable of doing anything at the docks at the moment, and other than a backup for getting to the crew lists. The only thing else I could probably do is case the joint as soon as the ship arrives in the docks to check out the layout of the ship itself.
Oh yeah, we definitely want to scope the ship out, and and somebody else left.
Strong Copper's dead. He's just gone.
Yeah.
Well,
that's gonna.
Otherwise, Viola is probably gonna be a bit too conspicuous on the docks to be actually useful.
Well, try to get
out in the city proper.
Try to get creative or daring.
That is definitely a thing we can do.
I'm going to give you a couple extra minutes for the interruption of Strong dropping out.
So we're going to need a crew, but I don't see that doesn't sound like it would be too hard to get. Like, we just either need money or blackmail people or something like that, or some way to ensure good loyalty. But actual getting all those people onto the ship, I think will be more difficult.
Mm.
The blooded are apparently very well armed.
So we should actually look out for look to get some fucks in addition to the sailor to actually sail the ship. So we can first take over the ship with our fucks and hired hands, and then have the sailor come on board afterwards, so we don't lose too many sailors to the initial assault.
Well, this is the thing. Do we have to actually go in as an assault?
Well, not maybe an assault, but there will still be someone watching out on the ship to which we'll have to take out. And if they are armed as well as they were last time,
we'll have to take out the people on the ship, definitely, but we don't necessarily have to get the people on the docks. If we could somehow get the ship as it's leaving, or as it's leaving for its departure.
I don't know that's such a good idea, because then that's going to have a full crew there, and that actually would be an assault. It'd basically be a boarding party.
Yeah. Is it a fighting vessel?
It's a merchant vessel, but
it's a merchant vessel, but that doesn't mean that there aren't people on board who could fight. I mean,
yeah, but how many of them would be able to fight?
It's effectively
that's something we would need to check out, by case the joint on the ship of the ship, as soon as it arrives in the docks.
Yeah, I guess. So really, what we're doing now, the only thing we can really do now is try to get a crew for it.
Yeah, try to find out, for one, check out the records of a ship or of ships, maybe on some recently discontinued contracts on sailors, and maybe have an ear around the taverns to
Okay, there we go.
listen to any sailors that may be disgruntled and in need for a quick bit of quick coin.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So Strong, you were saying something about graveyards?
I was just doing an in-character method of just saying grave is that Jackrum would be conspicuous at the docks without some serious disguise work. Just something to factor in.
I don't know. Put him in a in a rough looking shirt and pair of like work pants or something. Probably fit in just fine.
Mm.
I don't think that'd be too much of a stretch. Now going in there like wearing a plague doctor getup, now that would stick out, but hopefully we got enough sense not to do that. Okay, so
I can create a disguise, so
7 minutes, 30 seconds left.
Yeah. So I'm just suggesting the first Legward team would probably be listening to this, talking to sailors in the taverns, bars, on the docks, and finding out on the shipping manuscripts in the city proper, and maybe getting some advice on whatever personnel we could use on a boarding party to take over the ship.
I would imagine at some point consulting some of the local Red Lotus and figuring out what they got to say on the matter would probably help, because they basically run most of the docks. So if anybody's going to know like the actual day-to-day goings on, and who can trust and who you probably can't, that could probably offer some insight.
Possibility. Possible idea of how we can do this. If we were to get our crew and disguise ourselves as bloodied, would we be able to intermingle with? Because if we plan on getting the actual crew blackout drunk, we could probably just slip in us as the replacement people.
It's possible.
I can decreate those guys more than average. So
the only thing that I'm worried about is with this particular plan is I imagine that sailors would be a little more accustomed to drinking than the last guys we tried doing this with. I like how this is our main plan.
Well, it's a solid first try.
How can we get them drunk, and how can we use it to our advantage?
I mean, hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah. Well, it's Plan A, alcohol. We just need to name Plan B. Fine. Because we need to
possibility.
A list of plans, like beginning with A, alcohol.
We'll save the We'll save the joking after we lay out the plan.
So anything else for actual planning meeting?
Possible idea. Possible
5 minutes.
In case, as you said, that they're probably going to be a bit harder to drink under the table.
Okay.
If we could somehow if by sheer chance we could happen to, and I'm going to be glancing at our two murmur people here. If we could happen to have some people if we could happen to run into these guys in a somewhat more friendly bar, it is possible we might be able to slip something into their drinks.
That actually is not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, but I feel I should protest against using the safe haven of the Mamas for such a purpose.
It doesn't have to be a safe haven. We just happen to have one or two people who
we basically need the guy running the taps, making sure that they get. But that's probably a thing we need for like the first or second night session.
Yes. So what are we gonna do we start with a day and then a night session for now, right?
Yeah, it's a day session, so we need to think about what we need to do during the day.
Yeah. We probably need to visit the hall with all the manuscripts for the ships, with what sailors and what ships and so on.
Actually, that reminds me, Spud, where would that be located exactly?
I don't know, some kind of naval office.
I was just curious if it's actually at the docks proper, or if it's actually further into the city.
Is there anything else on legwork we can actually do before on that first day segment? Because casing the ship can't be done until it arrives. The sailors won't also listening around to sailors in the taverns would also probably be easier in the night segment, as well as mixing something in their drinks.
Well, we could probably secure a supply of stuff to slip into their drinks, and if I recall correctly, don't you have a vet who does stuff for you now?
Are you asking
fourth
me?
tranquilizer in the drinks.
Okay. I love how we thought the exact same thing right at the start. Ugh. But yes, that actually would not be the worst idea.
Yeah.
We should probably ask her damn name this time around if we're going to keep talking to her.
No. She's vet. She's
We have
just
a
a
great
vet.
contact. She's called the vet. What's her name?
This isn't Shadowrun. Everybody isn't known as Johnson.
2 minutes.
I think,
Okay,
yeah,
so
we should decide who's doing what.
Okay. Let's see. Shit.
Are we getting the papers socially or sneakily?
Yeah, I would say we try socially, and if it doesn't work, we take the first night event to get them by breaking and entering.
Okay, so yeah.
So I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably go there as an accessory to case the joint for if we need to go in at night.
That's a good idea. Okay, so who else is coming with me? Because I'm probably going to be leading that one.
I might come along too, if only to if they prove somewhat difficult to crack. I might be able to put some pressure on.
Hopefully that won't be necessary.
1 minute.
We need 3 more jobs then.
Yes.
Nothing.
So who's gonna talk to the vet for some narcolepticai?
Oh, I'll go talk to the vet. She loves me.
Oh God, coming too, so you don't threaten her again.
Yeah.
They didn't stop me last time.
I think that's it for a day segment, and then we have a night segment with a tavern run, with listening out the sailors and putting stuff in their drinks, casing the ship if it arrives, and if needed, break into the official office.
We should also probably try and actually organize a crew ourselves, but I have no idea how we're going to do that.
Yeah, that's what these 4 segments are to get the information from sailors and the records, what
And
we
you're
actually
done.
need for the crew.
That's it. Time's up. All right, then. So you're going to start the first day legwork scene segment. Then let's who's up first?
I guess that's me actually going up bright and early, first thing in the morning to go to the naval registrar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go with him, but first I'll try to. Can I? That's on the docks probably, right?
Yeah.
Can I try to create a disguise as a not to be not as conspicuous on the docks?
I would imagine not wearing entirely bright clothes would require a disguise, but I guess that's up to Spud.
Do you have a create a disguise as a skill?
Yes.
All right. Roll it with 1 challenge die.
Jackrum's semicolon and then D8 E5, right?
D10. Challenge dice are D10.
Right. Jackrum's gonna have to do it as well. He's crafting a disguise as well, though he's probably giving aiming more as a dock worker / sailor, because let's face it, he looks like he can hold massive loads.
So that was.
And I do have great disguise.
That was a failure.
Yeah, as a mummer, I can have spent double luck to lie or convince someone, but the disguise is not actually telling a lie, right?
No.
Yeah. Then I'm probably just gonna throw over the bright, colorful mama's clothes, just a barmaid's outfit, like a blouse and a skirt, without hiding anything at all.
Right.
Boy, this is gonna go poorly.
Do I have any bonuses or challenge die I need to worry about? Or
Yeah, also a challenge die.
Alright, 1d10. What's the thing you have to do to...
E5.
Okay, E5.
That's the success code, and there are six marked faces on the... Alright, succeed with a drawback. You make a pretty convincing sailor.
I should probably come up with a reason for why the hell I'm trying to get these documents in the first place. I'm gonna try to convince somebody.
I will be a very convincing sailor, provided no one asks me any of the terminology. Because I have no bloody clue.
Wait, what's a sail? I don't.
Well, what's lube and
I'm
what's
gonna say that the drawback is your disguise is convincing enough as long as no one looks too closely, because you don't have like certain markers about like if someone who's well versed in sort of the uniform of these sorts of things would kind of be able to tell that you're not real. You're kind of posing. I'm gonna say that's the drawback. So okay, so Oblivious, you're going to the Naval Registrar.
Yes.
Who's going with you?
Yeah, I'm probably still going with him in case he needs to distract someone, or to also case the joint while he's trying to get the right way.
And Jackrum's going with him as well, simply to kind of be additional pressure if need be.
Also, okay, so 4 heat is put in the pool at the start of the day segment, and then for the scene, who is conspicuous on the docks?
Here, me.
But
Jackrum is, but I'm disguised. I am successfully
You
disguised
are,
there.
so I'm not going to give you extra heat, but I am going to give Viola extra heat because she failed on hers. And that barmaid outfit is not really, like, inconspicuous, even if it's not a mummer's outfit.
It's there's still a mama's outfit underneath it. It's just like she was just walking out of a mama's inn where she is serving.
So for the start of this scene, I'm going to give you 1 extra heat for Viola's conspicuousness.
Yeah.
Damn, Mama, I thought you were meant to be good blending in. I mean, hell, at least I put an effort.
Acrobat. I'm not an actor.
You're literally a performer. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just let's see, because I'm trying to think.
The complication you're going to run into is sort of the chief clerk at the registrar's office that you got to convince to give you all manner of records from this one particular ship.
Okay, I guess maybe I could. Oh, that's right. I have the forge skill. It's not great, but I can try to forge some credentials, some kind of port authority thing.
All right, you want to set that up beforehand. Roll me. Considering you're dealing with the people who work with the bureaucracy on a direct scale, I'm going to say roll 3 challenge dice to forge a document.
So it's 1d100, colon 1d10.
3d10 E5.
Oh, 3d10. I got it backwards. Let's see. Does it need a space or?
It needs a semicolon.
Yeah, I got the semicolon.
Doesn't really need a space.
Okay.
That was
wow.
You did a 3d5. You needed 3d10 E5.
Oh, okay. Well, at least the
base roll. The base roll is a success.
Okay, so it is 3d10
E5.
Yeah, let's try that again.
That's 3 drawbacks. This will be interesting.
This is gonna require some hella fast talking.
This is gonna take some thinking. I'm gonna say 1. He with the clerk you're talking to brings in another person in to help review it.
Okay.
So you got 2 people you got to convince. 2, I think the other two, actually, I'm going to roll into one. Your document actually works a little too well in presenting yourself as... what do you want to present yourself as in this document? Like, what right do you have to the information?
Basically, I was basically going to present myself as a kind of a foreign port authority guy. The accent helping really well with that. Basically, trying to see if there's any discrepancies. I'm worried that there are some actually, it's like, hey, there's some actual criminals here hiding under assumed names and everything. And I need the documents to check real names versus assumed names, aliases, that kind of thing.
Excellent. So then,
I believe I pulled that right out of my ass.
the other document, so it's a document stating that you belong to external. You're investigating for an external port authority, and you want to check records for criminal activity. I'm going to say that the drawback is that it works a little too well, and they say they're going to notify they ask you if you've notified the dredgers, and if they might do that on your behalf.
The dredgers?
Yeah, but basically the private detective / security of this world.
Oh shit, yeah, right. I forgot all about them.
They aren't mentioned too much in the core preview, but
yeah, I think I might have skimmed over that part because I was like, that sounds like, I heard the term, but I forgot the con.
And they say that it is their duty to pass this along to the proper local authorities, and they promise that they will help get the dredgers to help investigate this ship with you.
Oh boy!
But they freely show you the documents involved with this.
We can work with this. God, I'm gonna have to do some more forging, aren't I?
Quick question, just for lore reasons. The authority that we're representing, are we like the same department as the dredgers, or are they like a different thing?
No, they're a different thing. You're pretending to be just like a investigator,
a foreign port authority that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah. The dredgers are a somewhat independent organization. There's a real world equivalent that I forgot the name of. Let me just do a quick.
Yeah, no, it was more a case of would I be able to try and use like interdepartmental libraries and whatnot.
They're the equivalent of the Pinkerton National Detective Agency. It's a private security guard and detective agency, and so they're privately run and privately funded, which means they have a lot more resources and have reputation for being more dangerous than your average city watch.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I was thinking I'm trying to maybe use interdepartmental rivalry and whatnot to try and discourage getting them involved, but we don't really have that, do we? If we're foreign.
Yeah, no.
Foreign, we don't really have that.
A port authority has like nothing on a port authority doing some like investigation has nothing on a dredger. The dredger would not care.
But I'm assuming that this is probably going to come up again later, so I might have to work around that. Oh boy.
But anyway, what do you want to know from the manifest of the ship and whatnot?
Well, specifically, the main prize of information that we need is, we need to know what the full crew complement, so that from there we can try to figure out where they are, how we might keep them from actually being on the ship, the night that it actually sails out. I guess, don't suppose within those records that I got would actually have any kind of itinerary for the ship, would it?
There is a itinerary, I guess, in terms of schedule, but it doesn't say anything that you didn't already know. It's going to be coming in, sometime within tonight or tomorrow morning, and it's going to be leaving after 2 days. And as far as its cargo, you look over it and you're pretty certain that the Blooded wouldn't be carrying anything that benign.
So, I just one look at it says, yeah, this is BS.
Yeah.
Or at least the cargo list is.
Yeah, the cargo list is definitely fabricated.
Oh, I kind of figured that. I'm sure we can see what the actual cargo is when we get on the ship, and hopefully it's not Dragonfire or something like that. Guess what? You got the ship. It is loaded with explosives.
Nobody's smoking here.
No, smoking, terrible habit. Takes a swig of whiskey. Okay, so that was actually a lot simpler and yet more complicated than I thought it was going to be.
So, just a second. I'm trying to look up a key factoid that, about
something we should know or something you should know.
Yeah, some research I should have done beforehand. I'm gonna say that the active crew, there's 16 men on board that are coming in, and then not including the captain.
So,
all right.
So 16 yeomen, more or less, and one captain.
Mm-hmm.
What dock are they coming in at? I'm assuming it's got Lisitsyn.
Yeah, it's you would have already been told about the dock, the location.
And I'm just thinking, if we know the dock, we could probably just point out which ones are the closest bars. We could probably, because let's face it, they're sailors. They've just gotten their paycheck.
Yeah, they'll be out on leave for a bit, probably.
Where's your finest battery acid tasting grog?
But again, you would have already been able to know that.
No harm double checking.
Yeah.
Okay, so I suppose the best thing I can do is smile politely and let them know the results of said fact checking. Probably need to forge up some more documents. Ugh.
For what?
I have the distinct feeling that the dredges are going to come up at some point.
Yeah.
Hey, basically, we can privately discuss stuff just while overlooking the documents, just to make it look professional, just talking and all that, right?
I mean, yeah, you're with him, yeah.
Just thinking, just having a moment to mutter him, just maybe if we can convince them to delay talking to the dredgers until we can confirm something. Make up some spiel about not wanting innocent people to get harmed.
Yeah, I was going to. It's funny you were talking about delay. I was thinking about. I'm wondering if we can use this to our advantage, and actually say, hey, this is a list of ex criminals and I'll get them arrested, and it wouldn't be wrong, and that would definitely get more of the crew away from the ship. But if we're going to bust them, it wouldn't. We probably shouldn't do that on the ship because they might seize it.
Yes. And of course, there's nothing that the Blooded would love more than to get into an absolute fight with the Crown.
Well, I mean, as long as they're fighting each other and not us, I'm less concerned.
Yeah, the dredger isn't really associated with the Crown, is the thing. They definitely do plenty of work, but they also do a lot of private work, private interest work.
Well, I was more making the point that anyone that's fighting each other and not us is usually a good idea. But we'll we'll sync that
Ooh,
and get to it.
possible idea.
What's that?
If
That
if
sounds
we
like
can
that sounds like
confirm that
planning.
no, just spur of the moment. Just if we can convince them that many of these people are criminals and ex-criminals that need to be arrested, we could possibly time it so that the dredgers will do the raid while they're drinking at the bar.
Oh, good idea, actually. I was maybe thinking along those lines. That you just kind of sped that.
The
that
dredgers
thought
don't
process
the
up.
dredgers don't make raids or arrests. That not quite like that. That's more of a city watch thing. If you want to try and get the city watch to arrest them, that's a different sort of idea.
Well,
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying. If we tip them off, say, hey, this person is a thing, and then the dredgers confirm that, I'm sure that means probably bring the city watch down on
Well,
them and not us.
Anyway,
But that's reserved for planning. Well, let's get the hell out of here and worry about that at our next thing.
next legwork.
I guess I have the only other work. I have to get a bunch of tranquilizer or anything to knock people out or make them sick, so we can slip them.
So you need some manner of.
We're going to the vet. I believe.
Oh, you're going to the vet.
Probably
we said.
a combination of we need this and sorry about last time.
Sorry about our last time, but hey, we have a new job now.
How are you going? How's the cards going?
How's
And
your mom and them, I guess.
Through Lazarev's circle contacts, you're able to find the new shop that the vet, whose name is Elena, has been relocated to, so that she can, check up on their pet wolves or something. She's in the middle of treating one of those animals when you arrive, but patient. Yeah.
Is the where she is treating this animal? Is she in the back in a surgery room, or is it just all one room?
There's a lobby, and then there's the actual medical room.
All right, I'd like to wait for her to finish right outside the lobby, just right to the side of the door that she would come out of.
Of course, so you can give her a heart attack when she comes out.
No, don't. Please don't do that.
It's fine.
No, we're trying to get her to cooperate, not fuck with her.
I'm gonna say that you do that, and she finishes up with her client and says, "Okay, you and Rex have a nice day," and then she heads out she watches them go, and then she turns around and sees you next to the door. Ah!
Why hello?
What are you doing here?
Oh, don't worry. Much less there's not going to be any threats this time, unless
I should hope not. I thought I was
me
done
too.
with you people.
Well, you were, and this is not as an enforced job, but I merely wish to acquire some any tranquilizer or really anything to knock out about 16 or so sailors.
I don't have anything like that. Are you insane? I have sort of that thing for. Oh goodness, where do I even begin? Animals and people are sedatives are based off, lack of a better term, a body mass, weight, and what would knock out a dog is very different than the amount that would correctly knock out a human without killing them.
Would it help for you to know that we don't mind about them dying?
I still don't have that much.
Laz interjects. It's like, look, we're using this with alcohol. I'm no alchemist.
Sorry. Who's here in this scene?
Me and Oblivious.
I said I was coming along to make sure to make sure he wasn't being too much of an idiot, and I've already failed at that. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a couple heat for conspicuous in a merchant district.
yeah, sorry about that.
Up to 7 now.
Yeah, the stuff's gonna get real soon. But I was gonna add, well, look, we're planning on using alcohol to already help in this process, but we're trying to make sure, can we, make them sick or something. We don't actually need to knock them out. We just need to make them, not, sick enough for a day or two, maybe.
To do that, you need gallons of the stuff, and you need to measure it out based on their weight, because otherwise you risk either just making them temporarily like loopy or killing them outright. And I don't have gallons of the stuff. 2, I don't know how to measure that out. Not for a human being. I don't have that kind of training. I'm a veterinarian, not a doctor.
Okay. Well,
and certainly not a biochemist.
Where would you buy your supplies?
It's a restricted substance.
Damn it.
You'd need to, I guess, either you'd black market that or get it wholesale from a supplier. But again, City Watch kind of looks out for substances like that, especially bulk purchases.
Well, specifically, we just need to know what item specifically we're looking for, because we know even less about this than.
And yet again, their health does not matter after everything.
I don't even want to think about what you're going to do with this. I don't know. I could make up a name. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't have to be an actual thing.
It's enough if you now know what to buy.
Yeah, it's she names actually a variety of sedatives that would probably work.
Sedatives, laxatives, whatever.
Oh, geez, no. She tells you the name of the supply company that she's aware of that handles some of these particular chemicals.
I mean, we do have a thief on hand.
Oh, we do, but we also need a professional to.
Yeah, but
I just thought of something. Would anybody in the Gravediggers know anything about this?
Oh yes, those Gravediggers have at least a general understanding of medicine.
Well, I know where we're going next after we figure this stuff out.
Well, thank you for your help.
The feeling's not mutual.
I know. And then just walk out.
We'll try not to make a habit of this.
I'm sure.
It becomes the running gag of the. I'm sure it is.
All right, what other legwork?
Well, we didn't have anything planned, but I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, well then.
Some of that stuff. But...
Yeah. I think next thing would have been to check out the sailors in the night segment.
All right, then I guess we'll just say that's it for the day segment. Not really making the most of your time, but all right. And start the night segment, which give you another 4 heat for starting the next time segment. So you're up to 11.
Ooh,
Yeah. That's the other thing. Like, segments keeps adding heat. So we're already pretty conspicuous in those other 2, trying to mitigate it a little bit.
Yeah.
Is my disguise still useful, or do I have to roll it again?
Yeah, it's still useful, just still not very good based on the drawback.
Yeah, it's
all right,
fine. We're going to a bar, so probably
legwork. Legwork. Tell me what you're doing.
Well, I know Jackrum's going to be visiting the nearest bar. We're probably the bar most likely to be visited by our crew of bloody people.
Well, it's
I'm
not.
sure
It's probably not going to be just one. Is the thing.
Road trip. Well, which one's the closest one? Then we can just sort of road trip from there.
Yeah. You to come up with a name for a bar.
The Hang Under.
The Hang Under. Got it.
All right. It's also a good chance for us to find out if the ship's actually shown up tonight.
All right, so you're going to that bar.
Yep.
All right, you travel.
Anyone coming with?
Yeah, I'm not because
probably
I'm
not.
just conspicuous on the docks and I want to save a few my extra heat for when I case out the ship when it arrives. Hopefully in this night segment.
Fair enough. I'm pretty sure also this is a good time to try. This would be a good chance to find out if we can find some crew people to basically bring on.
So you're going to that bar alone.
I guess I'll go as backup.
Much appreciated.
Oblivious must be in every scene, apparently.
I'm not trying to be.
Yep, at the moment he's the only one in the target area who's not conspicuous there.
Mm-hmm. So we reach the hang-on door. Who's there?
It's early in the evening, so it's a bar on the docks, so it's packed full of fairly rowdy sailors, and then there's the bartender, of course.
Anyone who we can probably guess is in the blooded?
That would require where is that would require size someone up.
Yeah, I can do that. Alright, that's easy enough. How many bonus or challenge? Or just
I'm gonna say 2 challenge dice because you're trying to size up an entire room.
Okay. Okay, that is a success with 1 challenge.
I'm gonna say that you don't think that there are any blooded here, but you're not 100% certain, especially since your disguise. When you stand next to one of these other sailors, you look a little too obviously fake compared to them. So you avoid trying to get too close or chummy with them to size them up properly. But from a distance, you don't think there's anyone who fits the right profile of a blooded cartel member. You think they have not arrived yet.
I guess we're gonna have to be waiting a little bit. I guess I'll be waiting here a little bit to see if anyone showed.
Well, I mean, I thought what you were trying to do was try to recruit non-blooded folks.
No, we can do that too. Yeah, we can do that as well. Probably the question is there anyone here who we could probably tell would probably be desperate for a job?
That I'm gonna say is a role to read someone's emotions.
Actually,
Also
that's
something I can do.
What's your read emotion?
It's 80.
Oh, so we're both good on that.
Oh yeah. If I rolled it and he assisted me with that,
that would give you an advantage die.
Okay, and anything else or just?
Nope.
Okay, and that's E4 or E5? Because it's a
E5,
D8.
a D8 E5.
Okay. Success, but no boon.
All right, you find one man sitting at the bar who just looks depressed as hell and is clearly drinking to just bury himself in a bottle. That man looks like he's out of work.
Jackrum's going to give his buddy a bit of a nudge and just sort of point towards the guy at the bar. He'll probably the one better suited to talking to people.
Oh boy.
Oblivious, the social tank.
I'm not sure how this happened. Oh. Although I
don't want to piss him off, and I don't want to, browbeat him into joining the crew.
So yeah, I guess Jackrum's gonna bring him over, and I'm gonna order a drink while he sits down.
Yep.
I actually make that 2 because he probably needs one.
All right.
I'll probably make it 3. One for a new friend here as well. Looks like he needs it.
Give me a name for this guy.
Steve.
Steve. All right, this guy's name is Steve. Steve kind of looks over at you and says, whatever. I don't want your pity.
So I'm not looking to pity you. I'm actually looking for some able bodies, and you look like you probably need some pay. Maybe help each other out on that.
I've been ignoring it for a while, but Strong Copper, your mic is catching echoes of other people.
Weird.
Yeah.
I'll try and fix that. Hold on.
Anyway, Steve says, I guess I don't have anything else right now. I just got discharged. I'm guessing you want something illegal done. Seems it's all I got left now.
Doesn't matter as long as it pays.
Is it like a permanent thing or just like a one-time thing?
It might be steady depending on how well it goes.
Yeah, so that's a one-time thing. Whatever, fine.
Yeah, we're actually going to be needing a number of able hands. Do you happen to know any other desperate folks like yourself?
Oh, sure, because all of us desperate folks, we all just hang out all the time.
No, but misery loves company.
Not my misery. I might know like a couple guys. Is 3 enough?
It's a start.
Well, just let me know when you need a thing done, and I guess I'm your man.
All right. Just out of curiosity, Spud. Could I actually get a read on just how honest he is about this kind of thing?
That would be a matter of just probably read someone's emotions.
Let's see, 1d8 e5.
No, it's 1d100, and then
yeah,
you can have an advantage die on that because he's not 2 actually, because he's kind of wearing his heart on his sleeve.
Just want to be sure. A success, I guess.
Well, he only rolled 1, but whatever.
Oh, I'm still trying to figure out how these damn dice work.
Online tabletop, everybody. So
I meant more. I keep forgetting which is the success is what. Yeah.
It seems like he's not really trying to lie to you. He's just so given up on everything that he just it seems like he thinks that you're going to be trouble, but he's so given up on himself that he doesn't mind if this ends badly for him. He figures it probably will.
So probably a what's the worst that could happen thing.
He knows he's got a good idea of what's the worst that could happen, but he's so hard on hard times that he's like, well,
it's worth the risk.
Not even worth the risk. Just like, if this gets me killed, whatever.
Our kind of man.
Sure
I'm
is.
very glad to have Steve on board.
Steve, clinical depression manifest.
Steve and friends. Alright. I guess we'll be hopping to the next bar to see if we can find anyone else. Because I think we're going to need more than 4 people.
What is this going to be, a pub crawl?
Yeah, a little bit. Might as well be scouting out the bars.
Right now you have 3, assuming he can find his buddies.
That's a 1 confirmed, 4 in total, possibly.
No, 2. He said 2, so 3 total. 3 total.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
our bad.
I misread that.
We'll go to the next bar to see if A, if any of the buddy have gone there, and B, if we can pick up some more people. Because they kind of want at least 6.
So you're just going to go around to random bars and try and recruit people who aren't currently assigned, or who otherwise...
No, not random bars. Just we've probably mapped out just which bars are closest to the dock.
Isn't that how most D&D games start?
Apparently.
So
you're basically going to try and recruit random sailors.
Yeah. As I said, like at the start of a good D&D campaign, you all met at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I've had less dignified starts to D&D campaigns, so
I'm gonna say to sort of abstract the whole pub crawling, information gathering thing, I'm gonna say gossip with criminals with 2 challenge dice.
All right.
Guessing Jackrum has that.
Yes, I've got it at 65. If you can do better, I'll.
No,
You got better.
he's got gossip with nobles.
Yeah, I haven't
So
had a
it's
chance.
2 challenge. 2 challenge. Okay. Wait. Whoops. 1 second. Holy shit!
That's a dang success and no drawbacks. All right.
Turns out when it comes to pub crawling, Jackrum knows what the hell he's doing.
Yeah. You sure you spend more time in a graveyard or in the bar?
He's probably the one drinking embalming fluid. I was like, I need something stronger.
Yeah, he's always on the funerals, always handing out to the people who just need a drink.
Just
Fair.
I'm the guy who just
funerals.
I'm the guy who has to deal with the aftermath of the embalmers experimenting. Trust me, I'm pretty much immune to alcohol at this point.
I'm gonna say
Or
that
my liver's dying. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm gonna say that you managed to find sort of 8 random desperate sailors who are willing to do a job for you. Not very strong candidates, but they're sailors and they're technically able-bodied. But they're not like all-stars.
Yeah, it's fine.
And you're not 100% sure if they're loyal to you, and you'll also have to pay them pretty heavily, which may require influence.
I'm happy. I can pay influence. I can pay this one because I don't see the Gravediggers having anything particularly useful this time around.
You just want to spend some influence to cover the hiring costs for this job.
Yeah, because let's face it, Gravediggers just don't really have any particular good influence to spend. Yeah. So
I think once the full rules come out, I think I might change how this structure goes, so you're not stuck to a single character.
No, it's fine.
So you can kind of fine tune things. But anyway,
yeah, influence is spent.
Yeah, I'll take that influence from you. And so right now you have potentially 8 okay sailors for your crew, which is enough to half staff the ship. And maybe if you it could possibly work as a skeleton crew, but it would take way longer to get the ship out to sea.
We definitely need some more reliable hands, but we got to start.
You've got a skeleton crew. It's really, really, really not ideal for many reasons, but you have some bodies you can call on to man the ship, and that's
it'd also be easy to sneak on 8 than sneak 8 plus ourselves.
This is true.
Yeah,
but
you're not. We still probably need someone has some experience as being a captain of a ship to coordinate this group of able-bodied help.
Yeah. So that's that legwork scene. What's the next one?
Hey, Viola, you want to go rob the place with me?
Didn't we get everything we needed?
No, we got to rob the place for the drugs.
Oh, right. Yeah, the drugs.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's right.
We got the location, and we get them. Let's go.
You want Jackrum to come along just in case you need to actually forego stealth to just break a door.
So I'm going to say it's going to be a warehouse on the docks.
Still disguised as a sailor.
It's like I keep seeing that guy. He worst disguise ever, but he's everywhere. What is he doing?
Does he think he's fooling anyone?
I mean,
yeah, I guess you can just stand like somewhat far away, and if you hear people getting stabbed.
So, Spot.
Yeah.
Since it's now dark out, can I, instead of trying to disguise myself, just sneak and try to hide my presence on the docks?
I mean, you got second story work, right?
Yeah, it's more like not being noticed while going to the warehouse.
I don't think I can let you just try to sneak around being conspicuous, because the idea is that you can still walk around on the streets pre-crime and not necessarily be arrested on the spot just for looking like a shady character, but you do stand out. Even
you could try making another disguise, like a better one.
No, that's something you try today. Now it's really like going to the sneaky way to not be seen at all, if possible, or at least seen less.
I mean, to not
You
be
do
seen
have to step out.
by anyone at all is a hell of a thing to try to do, even for a thief.
Yeah, not no one, but by
across an entire district.
People. Yeah.
Like I don't think I can.
Okay.
I don't know if the conspicuousness is really negotiable.
Okay. I'm still sneaking, but I'm still conspicuous.
I'm gonna say try to sneak around, but with 3 challenge die.
Yeah. Let's see.
Holy crap!
Well, that's a pretty strong success with 1 drawback. All right, I'll waive the conspicuous heat, but and though you weren't seen, like taking the rooftops or something to get to the warehouse, you did make some noise that brought a couple of patrolling City Watch nearby. They haven't seen you, but they are in the general area.
Okay.
It's sort of just hearing a noise complaint or something. But you were able to get to the warehouse without creating conspicuousness.
Jackrum's just sort of gonna park himself just a little bit away from, just clearly somewhat near the warehouse, but far enough away that it doesn't look like he's casing the joint. Just loitering with a bottle of booze or something he just picked up from one of the bars he just went through.
Yeah.
I had to take care of a thing. What I missed.
We are arriving at the warehouse to steal more drugs.
Okay, so I didn't really miss anything.
All right. So who's all in this scene?
Me and Viola are gonna be in it.
And Jackrum is there in case more guards arrive and need knocking out.
Jackrum's there in case shit goes wrong.
So Jackrum, Viola, and Kren.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and Viola and Kren are gonna do the infiltration first, and Jackrum's on backup.
Yeah.
He's just
I would like to start the infiltration with just from using the case to join to get a general look where the best entry point would be for us.
I mean, you've got second story work. You can just pick an ideal entry
No,
point.
it's less not for just getting in, but getting in a helpful place, like close to where the stuff should be.
It's a big warehouse. You don't know exactly where the stuff is in it yet.
Then I'm gonna go somewhere about. So we gonna go in from different ends, or
we can just get on the roof, like first of all. I guess.
Yeah, the building has these big windows on the top, sort of roof skylights.
Okay, so we first beat up on the roof and then divide the warehouse up to search.
Yeah. So you can use second story work, and I guess I have to roll sneak around or something like that.
You have to roll climb, jump, and tumble.
Okay.
With 1 challenge die.
E5. Is challenge die the D10 or D8?
It's the D10.
Whoops.
That was an advantage die you rolled.
There. Got it anyways.
All right. In your attempt to climb up, you made a little more noise, and now the couple of City Watch guys nearby are a bit more alert and checking around the perimeter of the warehouse, though you have already climbed up to the roof.
Okay. So now we have to just get in.
Yes. Yeah.
find.
So I'm probably just going in with a second story rack and then probably sneak around to search stealthily.
All right, so you get in through the roof, you drop down into the warehouse, and you see the rows and rows of barrels and crates and whatnot.
I'll drop down with them, I guess, because I actually know what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. How do you get down from the roof to the floor? The thief can just automatically, but how do you do it?
I'm gonna go back down the river backflip.
Where did he go down from?
The roof, the roof skylight. Yeah, she got down through the. Did you just jump down or what?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, through the window, open the window and get the little salto in and stick the landing on the rows between two crates or between crates.
All right, so she just jumped down.
More or less.
How does Kren get down?
He's pretty nimble. He's just gonna, I guess, follow. Unless there's any staircase, doorways down or anything else that's clear. I'll just jump down.
Then, yeah, just roll to tumble.
I'm assuming that Jackrum's probably noticed that the number of guards just sort of roaming around the warehouse.
Yeah.
He's gonna do something to try and he's gonna try and distract someone just to see if he can lure some of their attention away from the building.
Sure.
I have an idea of how he's gonna do this.
Roll to distract someone.
Yep. I plan to do this to have him just sort of turn and piss on one of the walls, just isn't public, just pure side of one of these patrols.
Well,
Drunk sailor.
It is a distraction. I will say that. Well, maybe.
Any bonuses or challenges to this?
I think probably the things more distracting is that's a sailor pissing. It's like, well, no, that's a poorly disguised sailor piss. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, it's like that by itself isn't actually that conspicuous. Actually, you may need to. They might just not even blink at that.
Yeah. So just straight up roll, or
do you have an alternate idea?
Thinking of possibly
profanity.
Again, not uncommon.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Thinking of possibly just have. Actually, what other buildings are in the area?
There's a big old warehouse. There's another warehouse next door. There's like a small shop for fishing stuff.
Oh, I've got a good idea. Yeah, I reckon he'll go up to one patrol and just say, "Hey, I just saw some idiots just sort of jump the wall of that warehouse over there."
I'm assuming you're pointing them to the one that
we're
not in. Yes, I'm pointing towards one of the other ones.
That would require light to someone,
and probably one hell of a lie too.
So it doesn't really have to be a big lie. It's just one thing.
It's still
shadowy.
Still require lie to someone.
Yeah, this would be an anything else rule for me. This is going to be fun. Any boons or advantages or
probably? Well, I mean, they did see or hear something.
I'm gonna say it balances. Whatever I'm thinking of balances out. Just roll a straight up roll.
No, that is not a success.
Nope.
I'm just checking.
You could push your luck, but you would need to push it twice.
Yeah, I might do that. I'll do that. I'll push it twice just to make it
convincing enough.
All right.
Yeah.
20 luck in exchange for a success. The City Watch just kind of looks you up and down. You play the part of a drunk sailor well, but they take your warning seriously and go to check out the adjacent warehouse instead of the one that your crew is currently infiltrating. They ask you to stay around as a witness, but I imagine you don't do that.
Well, I might walk
So-
away and just sort of do what I was doing before, just sort of loitering, just a bit away, but probably still within sight.
All right. As for you on the inside,
I gotta case the joint. Try to find.
Is the joint or
case the joint or appraise something.
I'll case this warehouse.
Yeah,
We both have
just case the joint. Yeah. With
And
with
I'm gonna push
two-
my luck to the ADI for a success.
oh,
Sorry.
you only need to push your luck once to make that a success.
Yeah.
I also want you to roll one challenge die.
Okay.
All right. There is you're able to sort of you're able to figure out quickly that there is a actually sort of a organizational system for all the chemicals. There's actually pretty clearly marked and labeled and organized by type and name. So you're able to figure out the area where the chemical you're looking for is, but there is some company security, like night guards that are walking around, and they're currently there's one of them is just like standing right in front of the chemical that you need.
I can take them out.
Yeah. That's the
very
question. If we have the option that I could distract them, you could take them out.
If I take them out, then they won't really know what's happened. If you distract them, they'll be like, "Why is there a person here?" I guess if you do something else, like knock something over, but like if I just take them out, then they're no longer a problem.
Yeah, I'll let you go forward, sneak to them, and then just do your thing.
All right. So what's the plan here?
I'd like to try sneak around him, or basically sneak my way up to him and try knock him out.
I'll just say that's a brawl with someone.
I have carved my way out, which is if my attack is against a lone minion, it succeeds and they're not aware of me, it succeeds automatically.
I'll just say that this guy is not that much of a challenge. Yeah, you just snatch him and knock him out automatically.
All right.
So now there's a big old barrel, like a wooden barrel that is quite heavy, but it contains the type of liquid sedative that you're looking for.
Yeah, but it's just a barrel full of a sedative, and not the smaller packages stored inside the barrel.
Huh?
Yeah.
If it's just full of liquid, or are there smaller packs inside of it of the sedative?
No, you make a good point. I think it's actually going to be more of a crate with kind of not vials, but like sealed glass jars arranged in sort of a grid on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Well, in that case, before we try to take the whole box, can I try to conceal one of them on my person to carry it out?
I mean,
in case we can't take the whole, but taking the whole crate is the whole point of this thing. So yeah,
I'm gonna say you can put it on your person. You don't really need to conceal it yet, right now.
Yeah.
There's no one like searching you right now, so I'm gonna say you can. There's plenty of them. You can take them.
So would it take both me and Viola to carry the crate?
but probably guess
it would be still very heavy with the two of you.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like grab as many of the wires as we can carry each, and let
or you might need some sort of like mechanical or
Can I look around for a dolly?
Yeah.
Yes, probably better if we just take as many wires out of it as we can and leave the crate itself there so it takes a bit longer to notice that there's something missing.
I mean, if we can find a dolly, we might as well take all of it.
Well, yeah, but part of the problem is like you came in through the roof, A, because of abilities, but B, that's way easier. Like just leaving with a crate.
Did you guys leave a rope to climb back up out of the roof?
I don't think so.
No.
So you'll have to climb up the crates to even get to try and reach the
I mean,
roof.
if we did just knock out a guard, we can just he probably had some sort of keys.
Yeah. Got some
Well,
keys
I'd
to
like
the building.
Just walk out the
Like-
back door with a crate.
I'd like to take them and I'd look for a dolly while
Yeah. I'll,
or
I'll
anything
try,
to help.
Viola will stay with. Try to hide herself near the crate for the time being.
Is this a roll or?
No, I'll just say you can find a dolly and heft the crate onto it if that's what you want to do.
That's
Yeah.
And then I guess I'll push. Wait, you should push the dolly, and I'll just in case I need to take anyone else out.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go walk calmly, like everything's normal, back toward the back door.
As you approach the back door, you kind of notice, based on shadows and sounds, that there is someone standing outside the back door.
I looked to Viola and wait, we didn't leave a rope, so
Yeah.
does it look possible to just climb up from to the ceiling?
Not with the crate on a dolly.
No, not
can
with
I
the crate. just
can
by
I
myself.
climb out and climb, jump, tumble out, and have
I can take
Jackrum
him
clear
out.
the back door?
I can climb out and then just Batman him from the.
Yeah, roll me a climb check if that's what you want to do.
That's what I wanted. Unless you have a better idea. 'Cause-
Yeah, well, it depends. Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'll push my luck twice.
Oh dear.
Uh,
You almost slip a bit, but you manage to get back up after sacrificing 20 of your luck.
I
Then, since it's just a single guard minion,
automatically.
yep.
Bonk.
And then just open the door.
Why do I picture you walking around with like a freaking baseball bat with a crow on it, just bonk?
Yeah, no, it's a metal bar, and then I call it my crowbar.
Oh god damn it!
I'm thinking more of I don't know the correct English. It's a crowhead warhammer where you have a hammer that's stylized as a crow beak on the one end.
I'm Kerban.
But anyway, I'm gonna push out this crate. Probably, maybe over the person who's knocked out if he's still in front of the door.
No, I push him to the side before I open the door, and I'm just
Okay, then I'm
standing
just gonna push the crate out,
in my hand.
and we try to be on our merry way.
All right, you all head out of there. Though, as you all leave the area, you hear some commotion behind you as the City Watch stumble upon the knocked out guard.
Okay, yeah. Continue walking like nothing happened to be less conspicuous.
These two
funnily
mummers
enough-
just pushing a crate along, whistling down the road.
No, not whistling. We are we are more like improvising a sing and dance routine on the go.
Jeez.
Or at least sang a song.
Yeah,
And
we haven't-
Jackrum just sort of wanders off.
So, you have the sedative in copious quantities now.
perfect.
Yay.
Any other legwork for tonight?
Viola was gonna go to the docks and wait for the ship to arrive to case it if
Sure, yeah. You head down to the pier where,
where I am conspicuous.
yeah, you are conspicuous still on the docks, and it is a new scene.
Maybe if you wear a disguise or something.
Yeah.
You can-
Then she's trying her best to find a hiding place, and where she can see the pier the ship is supposed to be.
So you're
stopping at-
gonna try and do something about conspicuousness, or you're just gonna let it slide?
No, this time I'm just gonna let it slide
All right.
because
Then I'm gonna put one
It's probably
heat,
just,
one extra heat on the pool,
yeah,
bringing me up to 12.
because this time I'm probably just heading there from splitting up from our crow, and while he pushes the medicine away, I'm just gonna go and take a lookout position on the docks for the ship.
Is it really so hard to dress up as a homeless beggar? Is it?
She's a mummer. She has pride.
Jackrum's gonna go get some sleep.
All right.
Because he's done for tonight.
I'm gonna say sneaking around's not gonna be too much of an issue to find a hiding spot that gives you a view of the pier. There's plenty of public non-guarded spaces that give you a nice view of the area, or rooftops or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's just fine.
Yeah, and then for a moment he's just gonna wait till because as I said, it's either late in the evening or early in the morning that the ship would arrive. So she's gonna wait for that, and then for a moment.
All right. Many hours go by as you stake out the pier, but very, very late at night, almost early in the morning, the pier gets into motion, gets into action, and you watch the long process of this schooner sailing vessel come into dock, and see all the dock workers help secure the ship, and then the plank is lowered, and the crew disembark, and the dock workers and the ship crew sort of start to converse and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll try to sneak around and you have a case check, use the case check to get a general idea of a boat's layout and some entryways we could use later on.
I'm gonna say case the joint. I mean, it's a pretty heavily covered area by the blooded, so it's probably going to be 3 challenge dice on case the joint.
Yeah. So.
And
so I'm just considering
it's a failure and a drawback.
Yeah. I'm just considering if I want to push my luck. I'm at 90 luck, right?
Yeah, you've already pushed it once before.
Yeah, then I'm gonna risk and push it twice more to get a success this time.
All right. So you succeed at casing the joint. The drawback is not that. I'm gonna say that the drawback is that you've been waiting so long that you're tired, and it's so early that it's very dark and hard to see. But you're able to get the basic gist of things nonetheless. The pier has about it's one of a great many docks along the eastern seaboard that the city is up against, and generally there are 3 main entrances into the pier itself, into the docks and the boardwalks on the stone pier, but there is basically only one entrance to the ship, and that is onto the pier and across the plank.
So it's and after that, Viola will just go back to the whatever meetup place, hideout the crew's hanging out at, notify someone of that the ship has arrived, and yes, it's really only through the gangplank to get on, and then just collapse into bed.
All right, so that's that. I guess that concludes that legwork then.
For the first day, at least.
Nothing else?
No.
Let's see. I guess we need to figure out what we need to do day 2.
Well, either you can try and launch into another haphazard set of legworks, or you can take a planning scene.
Yeah, it's probably better to take a planning scene for now.
Bring out the coffee, we're planning.
All right. In that case, it is the start of a new segment. So
yeah. So before we start the timer, is everyone actually here in voice?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
I'm happy with planning.
it is the start of a new time segment, so there's gonna be 4 more heat. There's now 16 heat in the pool.
Oh boy.
Is that a new record?
No, that's I've had a little more.
This is,
It goes
that
it goes
20
all
is
the
gonna
way
hurt.
it goes all the way up to 30. So
Guys, I have a prediction. Steve is actually in on it. He's gonna betray us. I don't trust him.
How can you not trust Steve?
anyway,
16 heats. That's why.
So, do we start the timer for the planning?
No, knowing our luck, Spud's just gonna drive a tank up to the to the docks.
a tank from the future.
No, old antique wooden tank with a ballista on top.
The
Hey, it would still be intimidating.
the Da Vinci tank. All right. 15 minutes starts now.
All right. So we got drugs and we got like some of the crew.
Yeah, so we would probably. Do we have a someone who can commandeer the vessel, like a captain, or?
Guess we need that.
Then we also want to use actually use the drugs. So
Yeah, but that's more like right the night before we actually do the heist.
yeah, that's the biggest question. Do we gonna go do the heist this night scene? Probably not. So either tomorrow's day or night scene.
Probably during the day, I'm thinking.
Yeah,
So
Just
then
while
we're
most
gonna
of them
drop them tonight.
we'd want to attack them before like there's because when they're leaving they're gonna have the most like people there, crew. So like if we attack earlier in the day, that'll be better.
So we're gonna use now to plan. Then in the evening we're gonna drug them and find us a captain, and in the early morning we take the vessel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to figure out exactly when. That's the important part. Because
When?
because I don't remember if Spud actually said the exact time. But
It's at least 2 days. It's going to be here for at least 2 days, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, it's at the end of the second night segment from now. The ship will leave. So you have until the third night, and it is currently the second day.
So we need to start putting the wheels in motion now. Definitely.
Yeah. So we
Also have to think about how we're getting everyone onto the ship and how
we need a gangplank.
We need a game plan.
Well,
Yes.
if anyone want, I know my part of the plan is to try and get them drunk or sick or whatever. Just
Yes.
Yeah, drunk and drugged.
There's still going to be some that are not, like, there could be guards.
Yeah, it's probably be like last time where we can maybe get about half the guys knocked out, but there will be some virtuous people who don't drink, or at least don't drink when they have a job to do the next morning.
But if need be, did you actually get a look at what sort of uniform the crew wore?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Viola is gonna just describe the crew's uniform for the crew.
I'm just thinking if we could recruit, we don't need all of our people. We just need enough to cover us so that we can get close enough that we could quietly deal with any guards currently there. Quietly deal with guards. Once they're taken care of, we can sneak our crew in and.
So the game plan is now to, in our next legwork, find a captain, get actual costumes made that look as close to the crew uniforms of our targets as possible.
I mean, one of us mummers could, like.
Yeah, that was my thing. Like, not maybe even both of us spending our influence to get a rush costume fitting going.
Just we only need 4. If just the 4 of us can just sneak in and just quietly take out some guards, then yeah, we can just move.
You could just go take them out one by one by one.
Hell, I think we only
how
I think
obvious we want to be about it.
honestly, just really need the one outfit because we'd only need our little sneaky little stabber here.
Well, I would still prefer if you had someone else as backup.
I mean,
I guess.
I
yeah,
don't
I
want
guess
to
I
go
can
onto
do.
a ship filled with 20 people that all have guns and want to kill me.
They don't all have guns. Most of them have sabers. A few of them have pistols.
Well, considering that last grazing shot did 50 points of luck, I'd hate to see what an actual direct is.
Well, if you want, you can get 2 uniforms. One for you, one for me. Just you go around being sneaky.
That was a direct hit by the game's standards. It was a successful hit, which dealt 50 luck damage.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
The grazing shot was me abstracting the fact that it wasn't a wound.
Maybe an important. Can we, as Mamas, actually spend our influence to get perfect, more perfect disguises than we could make ourselves?
I mean, if we're getting 2 disguises, I don't think both of us would have to use influence.
Yeah, that could be a use of influence. Yeah, to rely on the Mumber's costume department.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna spend influence, you might as well get the influence for enough for all of us, just in case we need it.
Yeah. So would the 2 influence of us be enough for 4 close enough blood gang sailor outfits?
Yeah, just enough for the 4 of you.
Yeah. Then we'll probably go and do this afterwards.
I think you would have to spend a legwork scene with the whole crew to sort of get them fitted, though.
Yeah, that's the idea. So we have a 1 legwork crew. We would take the crew to the fitting, find the captain, get the idiots drunk, and do we have anything else to do before we take the ship?
Probably send a message to both our crew and and the clients that we're planning to do this tomorrow.
Round up.
But I'm pretty sure that's just
round up. Do a round of roundups.
Okay, so who wants to do what?
Yeah, so the fitting scene will probably take all of us. I think the getting people drunk scene would. Last time Jackrum and Viola did it all right, so.
Yep. We're gonna be bar hopping because we want to get as many of these bastards as we can.
That would leave you two to find the captain or do the roundup.
Yeah.
Actually, who'd be good at sleight of hand, just to actually slip the substances into drinks?
Well, that would probably be the plant skill of a thief which allows you to actually, instead of picking something out of a pocket, put something in with pickpocket.
So sounds like our thieves coming along then.
And so, Obi, you want to go get a captain?
Yes. So we need to get a captain, and we also need to take out their actual captain somehow.
That'll be fun. Let's do that.
Actually, if he's drinking with the crew, that'd be fine. If we're going to be sending word to our clients anyway, we could probably just ask, do you have anyone that can actually captain the ship?
That would be better than a drunken captain who's just lost all hope.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to have him running the ship. That's just the
6 minutes.
Questionably warm bodies. Also, I wonder.
You wonder?
Yeah.
You
you said that we need able bodies, but we also need some that just in case we need. I'm thinking I probably need to call in some more help to fill in some of the holes.
So you're gonna get a few more thugs.
That's what I was thinking.
You just get the thugs to just help. Yeah, just look intimidating and beat up the guards if they try to take the boat back or something. It'll just be good to have on hand.
Yeah, so that after we clean up the ship, we have our own small guard crew on the ship.
Just chuck them over the side.
You did well starting the ship. Now it's time to purge up.
Not our guys. I meant the.
We'll dump the bodies of the blooded once we get a bit, further out.
But yeah, need to. I guess the first thing is debilitating their actual crew comp as much as we can.
Yeah.
So I guess Jackrum's leading a drinking before noon session to.
Yeah, and
You're gonna be starting with a night
idea.
segment. You're gonna be starting with a night segment after this.
Yeah, because we spent the day segment planning. So right. As said, and it's probably starting with a costume fitting, and then you two go to bars, find the captain, and hire the fox, and Jackrum and Viola.
The key to figuring out planning scenes is who is leading what scene.
Okay.
Yes.
Viola's leading the costume scene.
Obviously.
Jackrum will leading the drinking scene. Obi, you can lead the finding captain scene, and then are we gonna do the assassination of their captain? Because
no, we don't really need to do that. Not really a priority. And let's face it, if we can catch him while he's drinking with the other guys, then we can just incapacitate him that way, if we're lucky.
We'll be finding a captain, and is there anything else I could do then?
3 minutes.
Is there anything else we need done? I mean, if there isn't anything else, I might as well get the captain, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, sure. Make sure.
Just to clarify, when you say get the captain, you're talking about our, somebody.
Shoot the bad one, the one of their ship, or stab him, whatever I feel like.
I guess that works, but I was talking about somebody that actually know on our end who knows how to sail a ship, but I guess we can wing it.
No, that's what you'll be doing with, you'll go
find the captain
to actually Red Lotus, the people who hired us.
He's saying Oblivious finds a friendly captain, sees kills the or abducts or knocks out the bad captain.
Yeah, we keep throwing around the phrase "find the captain," but it's very confusing because and hopefully at that meeting I can also get some of our guys, spending some influence for thugs, because we're probably going to need it.
Actually, Creepo, how much luck do you have?
80.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you don't do anything, you can recover luck, I think you can take the night rest or something.
I'm gonna pause the timer and I'm gonna check the book real quick.
Just don't quote me on that one. It's just I remember
recovering luck requires a character to take time to recover from the stress that depleted in the first place. A process called blowing off steam. This yada 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 yada. Leisure activity to recover your lost luck. Instead of taking the lead on the legwork scene, you spend that time enjoying some recreation that helps you recover it. You instantly regain all of your lost luck. So you describe, instead of a legwork scene, a leisure scene.
What if they're the same thing for me?
No such
thing. So who's doing nothing?
All right, I'm restarting the timer. You have 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Yeah, I guess I can just get my luck up for the final fight.
Yeah.
I mean, 80 luck's also not bad. You could also, find the enemy captain.
Yeah, but that could result in the ship having more enemies and him losing luck and not killing the captain. So.
Yeah, I can get the captain if I want. I'm pretty confident.
He is an assassin.
It's my job.
Fortune favors the bold, I guess.
If you think you can pull it off, then I would say go for it.
I'll be doing that.
All right. Sounds like we've got a plan.
30 seconds.
Well, we finished it before the timer.
All right.
First.
So,
good.
All right.
Let's go get fitted.
Since there's still half an hour left, but since we're at the halfway point of the job, I'm thinking there wouldn't really be a better time than to sort of say call it here, and next time will be part 2.
Yeah, can we still write the legwork scenes down so we don't have to?
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do for this, since I've had trouble with this before. First, I want you guys to tell me, if you can stop typing for a second, what is your current luck and influence, starting with Oblivious?
I haven't used any of my luck and or my influence.
So you're at 100 luck and 1 influence. see. Strong copper.
I am currently at 80 luck with 0 influence.
All
I
right.
spend mine basically paying our crew of people we've.
Yeah, setting up the funds to make sure that the crew gets paid. Sani?
Viola is at 70 luck and the influence is going to get spent in the next legwork scene for the costumes.
All right. And
80 luck, 1 influence.
80 luck. Just noting this down myself. And so the next legwork scenes are Sani is going to spend influence to get blooded sailor costumes.
Yeah, I think that will take the whole crew to appear to get them fitted.
And Strong Copper is going to try and drug the drinking blooded sailors.
Yes, outdrink or drug as many of the bloodied crew, bring guards, and possible backup as possible.
Oblivious
We're going on a drink.
Oblivious is going to go recruiting.
Yeah, recruiting able hands. Letting our guys know, hey, be ready. We need. In addition to the contact,
you have 16 heat going into this. That's right.
16 heat. Well, that was half the reason why I was going to try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Just set up a meeting with the Red Lotus, but also try to secure our guys with my.
Anyway, we'll worry about that next time.
Yar. Next session we be pirates, I guess.
Huzzah.
All right then. Well, all right. That's part 1 of the 7 Seas job.
Woohoo!
Did you think we were going to steal a ship in 1 session?
Oh, this is going to go very well. I can't imagine.
Well, I'm not sure if this job will be going to go swingly, but the session will be a hell of a lot of fun, I think.
Oh yeah.
The drama scenes so far have always been a lot of fun. Like the legwork is just sort of but definitely when things start to come together and all the complications come into play, it's been a lot of fun.
So look forward to next session when Spud throws a ballista at us,
or 2.
Well, we'll see.
How much heat did the obsidian coin have when didn't they get
when they got raided?
Stupid amount of heat?
Yeah, obsidian coin generated so much heat that they got like 20, and I spent it to raid their planning scene.
Alright, guys, we just can't get more than 20. It's fine.
I mean, you're going to
20 heat.
Here's the thing: you're going to start the night segment, and I'm going to get 4 more heat, so I'm going to be able to play a plot twist immediately. I'm not sure if I will yet.
Yeah, but immediately for that 1 legwork scene we start out with.
Just to give you guys an idea, going into the actual drama scene on the morning, at a minimum at this point, we would have 24.
Yeah, but if we
plus whatever heat you generate for being conspicuous or noticeable actions.
Jobs.
Anyway.
Yeah, but if we put I don't think we can pull it off in the night segment it's coming now, and in the following night segment we'll only have to face 28 heat. So
if you just did nothing.
Yeah,
guys,
if we just did nothing, we wouldn't have to face the heat because we just wouldn't try to steal the ship. We're just sitting at 28 heat doing nothing.
Don't commit crimes. Don't get in trouble. It's easy as that.
Plot twist: we all abandon our cartels and become bloodied.
Wait, that's not on my list. That's a plot twist on me.
I hope not.
Plot twist.
So yeah,
Strong Copper is the GM.
You can't do that.
I just done 20 feet. I can.
In Made RPG, there is actually an in-game item you can obtain that's just the DM scream. You become the DM.
That sounds like it just breaks the game.
You have that
What system is
Yeah,
that?
I don't think you ever played Mate, because that game can't be broken if one of the standard random events that can happen is, oh, look, you're now a robot.
All right.
But yeah, so I'd like to amend my statement. Join us next time when Spud throws the Royal Navy at us.
We shall see. Thank you for watching
When we
or
fight
listening.
Yeah. Yo ho ho, Bull Forum.
Okay.
Try
Later.
not to die.
Take care, people.